There is a kingdom within you, a vast, infinite realm that knows no bounds, acknowledges no limitations, and responds to every impression you give it with absolute fidelity. This kingdom is your subconscious mind, and right now, at this very moment, it is shaping your health, your relationships, your prosperity, and your happiness according to the patterns you have impressed upon it. The question is not whether your subconscious is working. It is always working. The question is, what are you impressing upon it? Today we are going to explore the great secret that has been taught by sages, mystics, and spiritual teachers throughout the ages, a secret hidden in plain sight within the pages of Scripture itself. We are going to learn how to reprogram your subconscious mind for happiness, for joy, for abundance, and for harmony. And we are going to do it using the most ancient and powerful tool ever given to humanity, your imagination. This is not theory. This is not philosophy for its own sake. This is practical, applicable truth that you can begin using today, this very hour, to transform your life from the inside out. Are you ready? Then let us begin. First, we must understand what the subconscious mind is and how it operates. Your mind is not one thing, it is two. You have a conscious mind, which is the reasoning, choosing, deciding part of you. It is the mind with which you read these words, analyze information, and make judgments. But beneath this surface mind lies another mind altogether, a mind that never sleeps, never rests, and never questions what you tell it. This is your subconscious mind. The subconscious does not argue, it does not debate, it does not say, I don't think that's a good idea. No, it accepts. It receives every thought, every belief, every mental image you consistently hold, and it proceeds to make those things manifest in your experience. The subconscious is like soil. It does not care whether you plant roses or poison ivy, wheat or weeds. It will grow whatever seed you plant with absolute impartiality. Now here is the great revelation, the truth that will set you free. You can choose what seeds to plant. You are not a victim of your subconscious patterns. You are not bound by the conditioning of your past, the circumstances of your birth, or the opinions of others. You can, through the deliberate use of your imagination and the repetition of life-giving thoughts, completely reprogram your subconscious mind. And when you do, your entire outer world must change to reflect the new inner pattern. This is law, this is principle. This works as surely as the law of gravity or the law of growth in nature. Let us turn now to Scripture. For the Bible is not merely a historical document or a collection of moral tales. It is a textbook of mental and spiritual science. Every story, every parable, every commandment is speaking about the relationship between your conscious and subconscious mind, between your thinking and your experience. Consider these words from the book of Proverbs. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Mark those words well, not as a man thinketh in his head, but in his heart. In biblical language, the heart represents the subconscious mind, the seat of feeling, the repository of belief, the source from which the issues of life flow. What you truly believe in your heart, in the depths of your subconscious, that is what you become. That is what manifests in your world. You may say with your conscious mind, I want to be happy. I want to be prosperous. I want to be healthy. But if in your heart, in your subconscious, you harbor thoughts of unworthiness, fear, resentment, or limitation, then it is these deeper beliefs that will externalize in your experience. Your subconscious does not hear your words. It feels your convictions. This is why Jesus taught, Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Believe that you receive them, not tomorrow, not when conditions change, not when you deserve them, but now, in consciousness, in the realm of mind where all things already exist in potential. To reprogram your subconscious for happiness, you must first claim your happiness in imagination. You must feel it real. You must impress upon your deeper mind the conviction, the absolute knowing that you are already the happy person you wish to be, and you must do this with such clarity, such feeling, such repetition, that the subconscious has no choice but to accept it as true and to reorganize your entire life to reflect this new truth. Now, let me give you a practical method. This is not complicated. The greatest truths are always simple, but do not mistake simplicity for ineffectiveness. The simple turning of a key opens a locked door. The simple flipping of a switch illuminates a darkened room. And the simple, repeated use of disciplined imagination transforms a life. Here is what you must do. Each night before you drift off to sleep, you will enter into a state of relaxation. Lie down comfortably. Close your eyes. Take several deep breaths, slowly, gently, allowing all tension to drain from your body. Feel your muscles softening. Feel your mind becoming still, quiet, receptive. You are entering the garden of your subconscious. This drowsy, peaceful state just before sleep is precious beyond measure, for in this state the barrier between your conscious and subconscious mind is thin. The watchman at the gate is drowsy. The reasoning mind has relaxed its guard. Now is the time to plant your seeds. In this relaxed state, you will use your imagination to construct a scene, a simple, brief scene that would occur if your desire for happiness were already fulfilled. Not a scene of you trying to be happy, not a scene of you hoping to be happy someday, but a scene that implies happiness is already yours, right now, in the present moment. Perhaps you imagine a dear friend congratulating you on how radiant and joyful you've become. Perhaps you imagine yourself waking up in the morning filled with energy and enthusiasm, gratitude pouring from your heart. Perhaps you see yourself looking in a mirror and feeling deep contentment and peace with who you are. The specific scene does not matter. What matters is that it implies the fulfillment of your desire. Now, and this is crucial, you must not merely visualize this scene as if watching a movie. You must enter into it. You must feel yourself there. You must make it vivid, sensory, real. If you are imagining a handshake, feel the warmth of the hand. If you are imagining a conversation, hear the tone of the voice. If you are imagining a place, sense the atmosphere around you. Engage your feeling. Feeling is the secret. Feeling is what impresses the subconscious. An idea without feeling is like a seed without moisture. It will not grow. But an idea saturated with feeling sinks deep into the subconscious mind and germinates with absolute certainty. Repeat your imagined scene over and over, gently, peacefully, until you drift into sleep. Let sleep come while you are dwelling in that state of answered prayer, that state of fulfillment. Your last waking thoughts are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of the subconscious, and all through the night, while your conscious mind rests, your subconscious will work to make that imagined scene a concrete fact in your waking world. Do this every night, not once, not occasionally when you remember. Every night, without fail, with patience and persistence. You are establishing a new habit of mind, a new dominant vibration, a new conviction in your subconscious. Now, I can hear some of you asking, but what about my present circumstances? What about the problems I face right now? What about the unhappiness I feel in this moment? Listen carefully. Your present circumstances are nothing but the externalized forms of your previous thinking. They are the fruit of seeds you planted yesterday, last week, last year. They are not permanent. They are not who you are. They are simply effects, and effects can be changed by changing their cause, which is always consciousness. Do not fight your present circumstances. Do not wrestle with effects. Do not give them the power of your attention and emotional reaction, for by doing so you only perpetuate them. Instead, turn your attention away from present appearances and toward your desired state. Ignore the evidence of your senses when it contradicts your ideal. Focus instead on the reality you are building in imagination. This is faith. True faith is not believing in spite of evidence. It is believing in advance of evidence. It is daring to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled before you have any physical proof. And when you persist in this assumption, the evidence must appear, for the subconscious always externalizes what is impressed upon it. Scripture tells us, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is substance. It is not wishful thinking. It is the actual creative power that transforms the invisible into the visible, the imagined into the actual, the subjective into the objective. When you retire into your imagination each night and feel the reality of your happiness, you are exercising faith. You are giving substance to your desire. You are creating the mold, the pattern, the blueprint which your subconscious will faithfully reproduce in your outer world. Let me share with you the story of a woman who came to understand this truth. She had been unhappy for years, living in a state of quiet desperation, going through the motions of life, but feeling no real joy, no vitality, no zest for living. She had tried many things. She had read books, attended lectures, consulted counselors. Nothing seemed to work. The cloud of unhappiness followed her wherever she went. Then she learned about the subconscious mind. She learned that unhappiness is not something that happens to you. It is something you create through habitual patterns of negative thinking and feeling. She realized that for years she had been affirming her unhappiness every day, dwelling on slights and disappointments, rehearsing old hurts, anticipating future difficulties. She had been programming her subconscious for misery, and her subconscious had faithfully delivered exactly what she had impressed upon it. Armed with this understanding, she decided to change. Each night before sleep, she would imagine herself happy. She constructed a simple scene. She imagined her sister saying to her, "You seem so different lately, so peaceful and content." What happened? And she would feel herself responding, "I discovered the secret of happiness within myself." That was all. A simple scene repeated night after night. But she repeated it with feeling. She made it real in her imagination. She fell asleep in the consciousness of being the happy woman she desired to be. Within weeks, subtle changes began to occur. She found herself responding differently to situations that would have previously upset her. Small annoyances rolled off her back. She began to notice beauty where before she had seen only drudgery. A lightness entered her spirit. Opportunities for joy presented themselves, and she accepted them. Her health improved. Her relationships warmed. Her whole world seemed to reorganize itself around the new pattern she had established in consciousness. Within a few months, her sister actually did remark on the change, using almost the exact words she had imagined. The outer world had conformed to the inner blueprint. This is not magic. This is law. This is how the subconscious mind works. Change the inner, and the outer must follow. But now, some of you may be thinking, "I've tried positive thinking before. I've tried affirmations. They didn't work. Let me tell you why. Mere conscious affirmation is not enough. If you simply repeat words like a parrot, without feeling, without conviction, without the involvement of your subconscious, you accomplish nothing. You cannot lie to your subconscious. It knows what you really believe. This is why Jesus did not say, "Whatever ye desire when ye pray, repeat the right words, and ye shall have them." No, he said, "Believe that ye receive them." Belief is a state of consciousness. It is a feeling of certainty, of acceptance, of inner knowing. You must go beyond the surface mind. You must bypass the chattering intellect and speak directly to the subconscious in its own language, and that language is imaginal action, sensory vividness, and feeling. When you construct your imaginal scene and dwell in it with feeling, you are not trying to convince your subconscious of anything. You are simply presenting it with a new pattern, a new impression, and allowing it to do what it does naturally, accept and express. The subconscious does not reason. It does not argue. It simply says yes to whatever you consistently impress upon it. Your job is not to figure out how your desire will come to pass. Your job is not to manipulate circumstances or force outcomes. Your job is simply to impress your subconscious with the state of happiness, to feel it real, and then to let go and allow the infinite intelligence within you to bring it forth in ways you could never have consciously devised. Trust the process. Trust the law. Trust the power within you. Now let us discuss the subject of worry, for worry is one of the greatest enemies of happiness. Worry is the misuse of imagination. It is negative goal setting. When you worry, you are vividly imagining what you do not want, and you are impressing your subconscious with images of failure, loss, and catastrophe. Scripture tells us, "Take no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself." This does not mean you should not plan or prepare. It means you should not anxiously project negative outcomes. It means you should not rehearse disaster in your mind. Every moment you spend worrying is a moment spent programming your subconscious for the very thing you fear. Remember, your subconscious does not distinguish between a real experience and one vividly imagined. When you worry, you are giving your subconscious the blueprint for trouble, and it will faithfully construct that trouble in your life. The antidote to worry is disciplined imagination. When a worry thought enters your mind, do not give it power. Do not wrestle with it. Simply turn your attention to the opposite. Imagine the positive outcome. Feel the relief, the joy, the satisfaction of things working out perfectly. Redirect your mental energy from fear to faith, from anxiety to assurance. The prophet Isaiah understood this when he wrote, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee." When your mind is stayed, fixed, focused, anchored on the good, on the ideal, on the divine principle of harmony, you dwell in perfect peace, and from that peace all good things flow. Let me give you another technique, a tremendously powerful method for reprogramming your subconscious. It is the technique of revision. Each night before you do your imaginal scene for your desire, take a few moments to review your day. But do not simply recall what happened, revise it. If during the day you experienced something unpleasant, if you reacted with anger or fear or resentment, if you said something you regret or felt something you wish you hadn't, change it in memory. Replay the scene in your imagination, but this time see it unfold as you wish it had happened. See yourself responding with patience instead of anger, with confidence instead of fear, with love instead of resentment. Make it vivid, make it real. Feel the satisfaction of having handled the situation perfectly. But, you say, that's not what really happened. Isn't that dishonest? Isn't that denial? Number, you are not denying what happened in the physical world. You are denying it power over your future. You are refusing to let that event continue to program your subconscious negatively. You are breaking the chain of cause and effect. You are rewriting the record in consciousness, and by doing so, you prevent that negative pattern from perpetuating itself. This is forgiveness in the deepest sense. Forgiveness is not condoning wrong behavior or pretending you weren't hurt. Forgiveness is releasing the past from your consciousness, revising it in imagination so that it no longer has emotional charge, no longer impresses your subconscious with negativity. When you revise your day each night, you cleanse your consciousness. You purify the soil of your subconscious. You prevent the seeds of unhappiness from taking root and growing. And over time, this practice alone can transform your entire psychological landscape. The Bible tells us, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." Renewal, revision, redemption. These are not distant theological concepts. They are practical instructions for daily mental hygiene. Renew your mind by revising your memories. Transform your experience by changing your consciousness. Now I want to speak to you about gratitude, for gratitude is one of the most powerful forces for reprogramming the subconscious mind. When you feel grateful, you are affirming that you are blessed, that you are provided for, that life is good. And the subconscious, receiving this impression, creates more experiences that match that vibration. Gratitude is a magnet for happiness, but here is the secret. Do not wait until you have something to be grateful for. Be grateful now for what you are in the process of receiving. Be grateful in advance. Be grateful for your answered prayer before you see the evidence. This is the meaning of the scripture. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God concerning you. Not after everything works out, in everything in the midst of it, even when circumstances seem contrary. Why? Because gratitude is an affirmation of divine order, of infinite intelligence at work, of good unfolding even when you cannot yet see it. Every night, as part of your routine, give thanks for at least 3 things. But do not give thanks mechanically. Feel the gratitude in your heart. Let it warm you. Let it fill you with a sense of abundance and appreciation. Thank the Infinite for your health, even if it is not yet perfect. For in thanking God for health, you are impressing your subconscious with the pattern of wholeness. Thank the Divine for your prosperity, even if your bank account does not yet reflect it, for in thanking the Infinite for abundance, you open the channels through which supply flows to you. Thank God for the answered prayer, for the desire fulfilled, for the problem solved, even before you see it in the physical world. This is not pretending. This is not make-believe. This is impressing your subconscious mind with the acceptance of your good. And what you accept in consciousness must manifest in experience. The great mystics and sages of all ages understood this principle. They knew that thanksgiving is not a response to good fortune. It is the cause of it. When you are truly grateful, you are in harmony with the creative power of the universe, and that power moves through you to create circumstances that match your inner state. Now let me summarize what we have discussed tonight, for these are the keys to lasting happiness. First, understand that happiness is not found, it is created. It is created in consciousness through the disciplined use of imagination. Second, impress your subconscious mind with the state you wish to experience. Do this through imaginal scenes performed with sensory vividness and feeling. Make it real in your imagination, and it must become real in your experience. Third, do not worry. Worry is negative prayer. Redirect your imagination from fear to faith, from anxiety to assurance. Fourth, practice revision each night. Cleanse your consciousness of negative impressions. Rewrite the record in your mind, and you rewrite your future. Fifth, cultivate gratitude. Be grateful now in advance for the good that is coming to you. Gratitude multiplies your blessings. And finally, trust the law. Trust the infinite intelligence within your subconscious mind. Your role is to impress it with the desired state. Its role is to bring it forth into manifestation. Do not try to figure out how. Do not manipulate or force. Simply assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and let the law work. Remember, the kingdom of heaven is within you. All power, all wisdom, all good is already present in your subconscious mind. You need not beg or plead or struggle. You need only accept, feel, and know that it is done. Tonight, before you sleep, begin this practice. Create your scene. Feel it real. Revise your day. Give thanks. And then drift off to sleep in the consciousness of being the happy, healthy, prosperous person you desire to be. The law never fails. The principle is infallible. Work with it consistently, persistently, faithfully, and you will prove to yourself that you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, the architect of your destiny. Go now and claim your happiness. It is your divine birthright. It is waiting for you in consciousness. Accept it, feel it, live in it, and it shall be yours. God bless you.